আজকের ক্লাসে আমরা লিটারারি টার্মসের সিরিজটা আবারও কন্টিনিউ করব। আমি প্রিভিয়াস ক্লাসে ওড নিয়ে একটা বিস্তারিত ডিসকাশন করেছি। আজকের ক্লাসে আমরা পড়ব লিরিক অর লিরিক পোয়েট্রি। সর্বপ্রথমেই আমরা লিরিক পোয়েট্রির ডেফিনেশনটা জানব, তারপরেই আমরা লিরিক পোয়েট্রির ফিচার্সগুলো এক এক করে পয়েন্ট বাই পয়েন্ট আমরা জানব। নেক্সট আমরা এক্সাম্পলস জানব। হ্যালো ফ্রেন্ডস, ইংলিশ টেক্সট অ্যানালিস্টের আরও একটা নতুন ক্লাসে স্বাগত জানাই। আমরা আজকে পড়তে চলেছি লিরিক পোয়েট্রি অর সাবজেক্টিভিটি অফ আ লিরিক পোয়েট্রি। প্রথমেই আমরা জানব হোয়াট ইজ আ লিরিক। আ লিরিক ইজ এ শর্ট পোয়েম. It is divided into stanzas and it expresses the thoughts, emotions and feelings of the poet himself through melodious language. Originally, the lyric meant a song who sung by a single voice to the accompaniment of a lyric. This original sense of the lyric being a song is preserved in its musical or melodious language. A lyric, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is the name of a short poem usually divided into stanzas and directly expressing the poet's own thoughts or sentiments. The definition mainly focuses on the subjectivity of a lyric, as it says it is the direct outcome of the poet's own thoughts and sentiments. Debate still runs as to what should be dominant in a lyric, thought or emotion. In a poem like Pope's Essay on Man or Wordsworth's Prelude or Gray's Elegy written in a country churchyard, the idea that the basic quality of a lyric is feeling rather than thought is outweighed. A lyric is on common consent a short poem about a feeling, an emotion or a single idea. It seems to come directly from the heart of the writer and to go straight to the heart of the reader. Features of a lyric poetry. নাম্বার ওয়ান বা সর্বপ্রথমেই আমরা চলে আসবো, দ্য ফার্স্ট ফিচার অফ দ্য লিরিক ইজ ইটস সাবজেক্টিভিটি। দ্য লিরিসিস্ট ইজ দ্য ইগোইস্ট অফ অল দ্য ইগোইস্টস। দ্য সাবজেক্ট ম্যাটার অফ এ লিরিক কেম ফ্রম দ্য পোয়েটস ওন এক্সপেরিয়েন্স or his emotion or feeling aroused by some spectacle of life or nature. Keats's poem on first looking into Chapman's Homer deals with the feeling of joy and wonder of the poet who read for the first time the book he long derived to read. The subject matter of Wordsworth's short but beautiful poem The Daffodils deals with the feeling of joy aroused in the poet's mind by the sight of golden daffodils stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. But subjectivity alone is not sufficient to make a lyric great. The greatness of a lyric depends on the musical expression which deals with not only a personal matter but also universal significance at the same time. The second feature of the lyric is its seeing, thought, feeling or emotion. Shelley's To a Skylark deals with the single idea which is the contrast between the life of the skylark, an object of nature, and human life. The keen sense of contrast runs through the whole poem. The third feature of the lyric is its personal element. These romantic poets like Wordsworth, Keats, Shelley, Byron all draw upon their own personal experiences and feelings for the subject in order to their poetry. Shelley's lyric stanza written in deals with the poet's own tragic feelings and emotions. The fourth feature of the lyric is its spontaneity and sincerity. A lyric is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings and emotions. Again, the emotion expressed must not only the spontaneous was truly experienced by the poet. The fifth feature of the lyric is the element of reflection or thought. Though many critics think that the element of thought or reflection liable to sprout the lyrical quality, the great lyrics of the world contain some reflection of the poets or some aspects of human life. Shelley's stanza written in dejection, near nap, the pathetic reflection on the wretched state of his mind and body. The last feature of a lyric is its music and melody. Originally, lyrics were written in musical tone or in song form. Now, lyric is not written in musical tone, but the musical quality is still considered its essential feature. Shelley's Cloud written in musical tone. A lyric is primarily concerned with the poet's emotional mood and the feeling which oversteps thought is roused either directly by experiences, as in Keats's Ode to a Nightingale, or indirectly through the activity of imagination, as in Wordsworth's To the Skylark, which was compared in Rydal Mount, where virtually there was no skylark, as the poet himself has admitted. Whether direct or indirect, the poet who experiences the emotional mood wishes to create an identical experience in the mind of his reader. A lyric, therefore, works in a way of reciprocation. It is a process of give and take, an exchange between the poet and the reader. The idea is better conveyed there, right from the heart, right through the heart of springs. That a lyric is subjective or personal is nowhere more evident than in the lyrical cry of Shelley in his Ode to the West Wind. I fall upon the thorns of life, I bleed. In such a poem, the poet and the subject are perfectly intertwined. Even in this to a skylark, the skylark is none but Shelley himself. It speaks of Shelley's soaring idealism. The skylark searches for an ideal state, leaving this world with all its earthly afflictions, as Shelley seeks his much fancied millennium. The rebellious role of the west wind that acts both as a destroyer and as a preserver, that acts is again a powerful replica of the poet's own rebellious spirit. But to say a lyric is out and out personal is to tell the half truth. No literature is universal unless it creates in it a mass appeal. Shelley's personal despondency in I fall upon the thorns of life, I bleed, has no appeal to the readers unless he touches upon the prophecy about the millennium to come. O wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Keats, a poet who has the 2 days of suffering, cannot but be personal in his fancy to fly to the land of the nightingale, which is free from the fever and fret of humdrum earthly existence. The desire to be half in love with easeful death is the poet's own personal thought, but it also contains his plainting music on the transitoriness of all these things that humanity loves and values, where beauty cannot keep her lustrous eyes. A new love pine at them beyond tomorrow. Though subjective note on the personal element in the soul of lyric its universality cannot be totally ignored. A close look at the beginnings of literature shows that poetry originated out of the desire to give outward forms to the feeling, not of the feeling of the individual, but of the plan. The Hebrew lyrics are strictly of this kind. Scholars have noticed that I or am is the salam refers less to the individual singer but more to community of Israel with its traits and tribulations, hopes and aspirations. The extraordinary development of individuality in the modern world has inevitably resulted in an incredible of the personal element in poetry. Still then, cynic artist is never seen totally autobiographical. The lyric poet transcends his own self to merge in the common human scream. A group consciousness still produces a group poetry. Otherwise, why are all the hymns and lyrics of patriotic lyrics? The chorus still boasts of an interesting survival, and it is no less a form of group poetry. Thus, subjectivity in lyric poetry does not mean alone the poet's own personal feeling. It is also an attempt to create an identical experience in the mind of his readers. The poet who experiences the time limit, if Wordsworth's heart lifts up when he sees a rainbow in this, he will want that his readers should create in him a similar feeling for the rainbow and say like him, my heart lifts up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began? So is it now I am a man? As the poem ends, the poet as individual, I I become the universal thou or thee. I become a type of all. Hudson truly maintains the majority of the world's great lyric are their place in literature. What is typically human rather than what is merely individual particular. আজকের ক্লাস আমরা এখানেই শেষ করলাম। আমার এই ক্লাস যদি তোমাদের কাজে লেগে থাকে তো তোমরা অবশ্যই চ্যানেলটাকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করো এবং পাশে থেকো এবং বন্ধুদের মধ্যে শেয়ার করো। পরের ক্লাসে দেখা হচ্ছে লিটারারি টার্মসের আরও একটা নতুন টপিক নিয়ে। ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত কিপ ওয়াচিং মাই চ্যানেল, কিপ স্মাইলিং অ্যান্ড স্টে ব্লেসড।